Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Boom Broadcasting presents Three from Deep. I'm your host, Jason Colenso. Welcome to the show. Here we are, guys, All-Star Weekend. Happy Saturday. About 54 games into the NBA season. We ended with a boom with the whole Luka news, Luka Laker. So I think everybody kind of needed this All-Star break. Few teams definitely look like they were sluggish out there. So I know a lot of the players look forward to this, and I look forward to it too. It's a nice little break. I want to start seeing some better games. I know there's been some struggles out there, but these guys, what a phenomenal season so far. Lots of highlights, lots of drama, lots of intrigue. What is the second half of the season going to bring us here? And I'm going to be here for the whole season, guys. So stay with me. I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you all very much for those who are watching. Please like and subscribe. We really, really would appreciate you sharing us and getting us out there. Boom Broadcasting Network on the YouTube channel. Lots of great shows, not just Three from Deep. We got all kinds of good stuff. So you got to check this out, please. So what are we going to get into today's show? Kevin Durant. 30,000 point club. Somebody put him into the top 10 of all time now. We're going to talk about that because that's got me going crazy right now. We're going to do some game recaps here. Lakers having some issues there. Knicks drop 149 points. Golden State showing up now finally. Thunder ended their 7-game winning streak. We got the All-Star festivities we're going to talk about a little bit. We got a little standings recap. I'm going to give you my Power 5. I'm going to give you my top 5 NBA teams as of right now because I usually do my top 5. So we're going to make it a top 5 NBA teams. So without further ado, sit back, relax. I'm here for the next 30 minutes. I got my cup of coffee. Salud. And I appreciate you all being here with me. But let's jump into Mr. 30,000, Kevin Durant. One of only 8 players in the NBA history to score 30,000 points. Let's go through the list. I have the other 7 players that he's a part of. Number 1, of course, LeBron James. 41,623 points and counting. The ageless one. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 38,387. Karl Malone, 36,928. Bet you didn't know, guys, he was number 3. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, Mr. Bryant, 33,643. Michael Jordan, the GOAT, 32,292. Imagine if he didn't play baseball in those 2 seasons. Holy cow. Dirk Nowitzki. Bet you guys didn't know that too. Number 6, 31,560 points. Very underrated player. Wilt Chamberlain, 31,419. And that's points, not how many women he had. Although that's up for discussion too. And then now KD in 8th place and growing. He could probably build on that. I'm sure he's got some years left. But guys, I was watching some ESPN earlier, and I saw a little snippet. Mr. Stephen A. Smith, some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth, you take it with a grain of salt because, you know, he's a shock jock. He likes saying things on TV because, he gets paid. So that's what he gets paid to do. He gets paid to be loud and slightly obnoxious. I like what he does, and some of the stuff drives me crazy. This is going to drive me crazy. Now that Kevin Durant is a member of the 30,000 club, Stephen A. Smith is putting him in the top 10 of NBA players of all time. I heard that, and my head wanted to explode. Guys, I think Kevin Durant is a phenomenal player. I think he's a little more of a mercenary. He's kind of points for hire. I put him with James Harden and kind of that kind of player where, you know, they're just journeymen. They go to so many different teams now, and they'll get you 30 every night. But are they Are they in that stratosphere of NBA players? And I'm sorry, I don't think so. I do not put Kevin Durant in the top 10 of NBA players of all time just because he's at 30,000 points. It's a fantastic feat. Look, guys, Karl Malone's in there. Dirk Nowitzki's in there. I don't think anybody's got those two guys in their top 10 of all time. Maybe top 20. And I would put Kevin in the top 20 of all time. But he's got a slightly checkered narrative to his championships and his his NBA career, kind of like LeBron does. I don't hurt LeBron as much. I don't think he's the GOAT. He's in my top, I'm gonna say 4 or 5, and I'll go over that. I have my top 10, and I'll talk about that here. Um, but LeBron James jumping ship in Cleveland and taking his talents to South Beach and joining Dwayne Wade, who already got a chip, and Chris Bosh, the big three. To me, I think that hurt his legacy. Now, he did change his narrative. He went back to Cleveland and won a chip and beat those Golden State Warriors who had the wins record that year, which to me kind of still kicks him up a notch. The way he's playing now at 40 years old, hell, I could barely get out of bed without everything creaking and cracking. And I try to stay in shape. So it's amazing what he does, and to have 40,000 points. But Kevin Durant, guys, I just don't see it. I don't see him in the top 10 of all time. I can't put him in there. 30,000 points is impressive. But this is the I'm calling it the ADL. This is the ADL NBA, the Anti-Defense League. Ever since they changed the defense in the NBA, 2002, I think it was, or something like that. I have to look at my notes. But ever since they changed that with zone defenses and hand checking and all that other stuff, the points totals have just skyrocketed. You can't look at somebody going down the lane now without catching a foul. Nobody plays defense anymore. There's very, very few teams, and there's very few players that specialize in defense now. That's why it's great to see some defensive players. I mean, Wemby getting the block shots, but nothing's like what it used to be when you talk about the 80s and 90s Detroit Pistons, Houston Rockets, Boston Celtics, New York Knicks. Some of those teams, you left the stadium like you went to war. Nowadays, these guys, again, you can't look at them. You can't touch them. They get a foul. So is Kevin Durant really a top 10 NBA player? Here's my top 10 list, guys. And please like, subscribe, drop me a comment. I want to hear your top 10. Tell me if you think I'm right or wrong. Number 1, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan will always be number 1. He changed the sports landscape on a global field. Just immense. Everybody that gets a sneaker deal right now, NIL money and all that other stuff, owes it to Michael Jordan. But Michael Jordan, number 1. Bill Russell, number 2, greatest champion in NBA history, 11 rings. You can argue, all the guys back then were 5'9", and Bill Russell, champion, 11 times. Check it out. LeBron James, number 3. I put him at number 3 because he is an amazing player. I beat him up a little bit because I think the narrative still turns me off. But number 3 of all time. Number 4, Kareem. Guys, look at the tape. What Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did over his career was phenomenal. 38,000 points, and I don't even think I'd have to look. This is even before the 3-point shot, where guys are just chucking up threes now. Number 4, Kareem. Number 5, Kobe. I'm sorry, I am not putting Kevin Durant over Kobe Bean Bryant. One of the greatest players in NBA history, offensively and defensively. Kobe Bryant, number 5. Shaq, number 6. You could probably flip those two. Shaq was probably one of the most dominant centers in NBA history. Hard not to argue with that. Number 7, Tim Duncan. Guys, Tim Duncan does not get talked enough about in as being the greatest of all time. 5 rings, the big fundamental, those Spurs championship teams. He is and always will be one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Check the tape. I am not taking Tim Duncan over Kevin Durant. We had a draft today, not taking Kevin Durant over Tim Duncan. Sorry. Number 8, Magic. Showtime Lakers. One of the greatest point guards of all time. Also played center. Was all over the court. Champion. And then number 9, Oscar Robinson. The triple-double god. Before anybody was scoring video game numbers, Oscar Robinson was scoring video game numbers. Again, guys, check the tape. Go back. Look at his stats. One of the greatest of all time. I'm not taking Kevin Durant over Oscar Robinson. Sorry. And then number 10, I'm throwing him in there. Steph Curry. The greatest shooter God ever created. Changed the landscape of the NBA the way it is today. Whether it's for good or bad, the 3-point shot now rules the NBA. You watch these games, guys are chucking it up from all over the court. I missed the inside game, but Steph Curry, probably the top 5 in the last 30 years of most influential players in NBA history. And I'm not taking Kevin Durant over Steph Curry. So where does Kevin Durant fit in there? I think he's 15-ish because I still got Larry Bird. I still got Karl Malone. You would throw a bunch of other guys in there. I didn't even put Wilt in there. You got to throw Wilt in there. I'm not taking any of those guys over Kevin Durant. So where he thought Kevin Durant deserved to be in the top 10, tell me if I'm wrong. Great scorer. If you need 30 points, he'll get it for you. But if I want to win a chip, I'm drafting one of those guys. I ain't taking Kevin Durant. So congratulations, Kevin Durant. 30,000 points and counting. Unfortunately, you stayed on the Suns to shrivel up and die in the desert. You should have got the trade. You should have got the heck out of there. You should have rewrote the narrative, went back to Golden State, paired up with Steph Curry, and found your mojo. But right now, you would rather stay in Phoenix and play on a really bad team. I don't get it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Guys, hit it up, like, subscribe, throw me a comment. So let's jump into some games. Wednesday night, the Luka era took a hit. The Utah Jazz, 131, Lakers, 119. Behind Lauri Markkanen's 32. Jordan Clarkson hit 21, 9 rebounds and 7 assists. LeBron had 18, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Rudy Hachimura had the team high with 19 points. That's a problem for the Lakers. Luka in 23 minutes had 16 points. He's still working his way into that team. He's still working on getting his way into game shape. I'd rather have a fat Luka over a broken AD any day. So you guys still won to trade, even though this was a loss. Austin Reeves, 15 points, 11 assists. You got to work on that defense, and y'all got to do something at center. It's not going to happen this year. There's not a lot of options out there. You should have thought about that maybe right before the end of the trade deadline. You probably did, just didn't hear anything. But I think the Lakers, uh, you know, I feel they're gonna do something here in the West. After the All Star break, Luka gets his legs, gets back to being healthy with him and LeBron. I think they're going to be great. Just they're going to have to score more points than the other team. They don't really have a defense, and they have no big men. And you're in the West. You're going to have Wembanyama. You're going to have the Joker. You're going to have Chet and those guys over there in OKC. There's a lot of length in the West, and I just don't think the Lakers are going to be able to compete with that. So took a little hit Wednesday night, but it's still early. All-Star break. Let's get through the All-Star break. Let's see how the Lakers start looking after that. Let's talk about my New York Knicks. It was a heck of a win against the Hawks. 149-148. The Hawks play the Knicks really, really tough all the time. I tell you what. Salute. Ice Trae loves playing against the Knicks, man. He had 38 points, 19 assists. Now, the Knicks did have a little bit of hiccups. Knicks had a little hiccup there. Led by 6 with 10 seconds to go. And then had some sloppy play, turnover, allowed the Hawks to make some shots and tie it up. But with 11 seconds to go in overtime, Brunson hit a jumper, 36 points, 8 assists. Jalen Brunson, guys. Jalen Brunson needs to get some MVP consideration. My crack graphics budget right there for you. MVP watch. It's Jalen Brunson, and he's playing out of his mind right now. Karl Anthony Towns, back-to-back 40-point games, 44 points in this game. Back-to-back 40s. That's why we got Karl Anthony Towns and got rid of Julius Randle. Julius Randle couldn't have done that. Julius Randle disappears. Karl Anthony Towns with Jalen Brunson, Hart, Precious. We got a squad there in New York, man. I am excited. It's going to be tough. This is going to be tough, but we've got a shot. We just got to play some defense. Giving up 148 points to the Atlanta Hawks. Come on, guys. Step it up. But a great win nonetheless. Let's get into the Warriors. Warriors played the Rockets. God, I mean, guys, you were in my top 5 not too long ago. I should have kept my mouth shut. I think I jinxed you. I'm sorry. The Warriors won 105-98 behind Curry's 25, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Chef Curry still cooking it up. But Jimmy Butler throwing 21 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, paying dividends. Rockets need that all-star break. That's one of those teams. You got to talk about a young team kind of running out of gas. They needed that all-star break. But can Golden State sustain? Can Golden State get back to form with Curry, Butler? Can Draymond do what he's got to do? Can the rest of the role players heal? Some of those other guys, can they show up and start making some moves in the West? It's going to be tough. The West is a gauntlet. But if they can play well together and they get they got a shot. And then let's jump in there, the one Thunder. Wolves playing a little bit better. 1-1-16-101. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 24 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. Right now, he's my number 1 MVP. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, number 1 in my MVP race. Joker's a close second. Jalen Brunson, I got him third. 1, 2, 3. But Anthony Edwards in 23, 7, and 7. Naz Reid at center, which the Lakers are hurting at. So that's why the Lakers are going to be in trouble. But Naz Reid, 27 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. That's a great stat line there for them. So some great games running up into the All-Star break. Again, a lot of teams kind of needed that deep breath. I think they coming up to the end here, there's a bunch of teams that kind of skidded right into this All-Star break. So, but let me give you my top 5 teams as right. Number 5, the Memphis Grizzlies, 36-8 showed up. Jaren Jackson. Now nipping at the Grizzlies heels, and I'm going to throw them in there. The Denver Nuggets, 36-19, just on the outside. Joker's Joker, but they need the rest of that team to play a little bit better. So they're close, but I got the Grizzlies ahead of them. So Grizzlies number 5. My Knicks number 4, 36-18, great record, playing really, really good basketball right now. Jalen Brunson, superstar, playing unbelievable basketball. But third, you got the Celtics. It's hard. Third, Celtics are 39-16. The returning champs, defending champs. So we got to get ahead of those. Come on, Knicks. I think All-Star break. I think we can make some moves. Number 2, the Cavs, first in the East, 44-10, phenomenal season. Donovan Mitchell, all those guys, Darius Garland, just playing out of their minds. But they are 2 and number 1, the top team in the NBA. Technically, the Thunder and the Cavs are tied at 44-10, but the Thunder right now are the team to beat. They are, from top to bottom, a strong team. They're dominating the West, playing really good basketball. Again, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, my top 4 MVP right now. Chet Holmgren is back now. He's starting to get his legs. So this is OKC. I think this is OKC's year. I can see them finally making the finals. Still a young team. I know sometimes it's hard to get over those humps, but I think the Thunder can do it. So, yeah, Thunder, Cavs, Celtics, Knicks, Grizzlies, and then the Nuggets kind of working their way up there too. Who are your top 5, guys? Am I missing somebody? I had the Rockets in there, and like I said, I think I jinxed them. Should have kept my mouth shut. They're playing really good basketball, and they just fell off. Young team. They needed this All-Star break. All right, All-Star festivities tonight and tomorrow. Tonight, 8 o'clock, you got the Kia Skills Challenge. Who's playing in that? You got Team Cavs, Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. You got Team Rooks, Zachariah Rashier. I don't even know how to say his name. I'm sorry. Zachariah Rashier for the Hawks and Alex Sarr for the Wizards. I apologize for butchering your name, guys. But you're rookies, so hey Rook, I'm gonna butcher your name. Team Spurs, Chris Paul, and Victor Wembanyama. I'm excited to watch that. Victor Wembanyama is an anomaly, guys. Somebody that big and that tall to move like he does. Watch the skills challenge. Watch for Wembanyama, and you will be amazed. Guys, that is must-see TV just to watch those two and watch the footwork of Victor Wembanyama, a.k.a. the Parisian Pillar. Still trying to sell that. And then you got Team Warriors. Oh, Draymond Green. I think Draymond Green's got more gray in his beard than mine. and Moses Moody. So that's an interesting team up there with the Warriors. So that's your skills challenge. Then you got the 3-point contest. My man, Jalen Brunson, not really known for threes, but I got to cheer for my Knicks. Cade Cunningham. Finally, the Detroit Pistons playing good basketball thanks to Cade Cunningham. He gets a MVP honorable mention. Great season from the Detroit Pistons. They have toiled at the bottom of the East in the lottery, the little balls. They've been terrible for years. To see them succeeding now, awesome, guys. Awesome. You got Darius Garland. First place Cavs, man. Tyler Hero, shout out Heat. I know it's tough losing Jimmy Butler. Heat are kind of right there a little bit. Can they keep it up? Got Buddy Hield. 3-point shot. I think Buddy Hield needs to show up a little bit more. He's been on a milk cart in the last couple of months here. So we'll see. Then you got Cameron Johnson from the Nets. You got Dame Time. Damian Lillard. And Norman Powell from the Clippers. So that's your 3-point contest, guys. I'm going to go Tyler Hero. I think Tyler Hero wins it. Out of all those guys, that's not the guys you would think of. A lot of them as 3-point shooters. But I'm going to go Tyler Hero. I think he's got the goods. So give me Tyler Hero with a 3-point shot. And then slam dunk contest. Oh, I miss the old days. Showing my age here a little bit, guys. I remember when the slam dunk contest was everything. And then it just fell off the map. I think once oh God, what's his name there? I can't even remember his name. Homeboy jumps over the car. Once he jumped the shark, and the slam dunk contest has been kind of trash ever since. You got Mateus Bunzels. Again, I'm butchering names. I'm sorry. Some of these guys are they got tough names. From the Bulls, Stephon Castle from the Spurs, Andre Jackson Jr. for the Bucks, and then Mac McClung, the 2-time champ, G League special, Matt McClung. It's terrible, guys. The slam dunk contest needs to go away. And I hate saying that. I really do. I miss Jordan and Spud Webb. Look that up, guys. Spud Webb. Vince Carter. Vinsanity. Now they're it's terrible. It hurts to watch. But that's your Saturday night festivities. We'll see. And then Sunday night. Get my page here. And then Sunday night, 8 o'clock, your turning games. Now, as I'm recording this, you're going to have the Rising Stars play in. And whoever wins that on Friday night gets to play into the play-in with the 3 teams. Team Chuck, Team Kenny, Team Shaq. So that's at 8 p.m. on Saturday night. On Sunday night. So All-Star break, guys. Check out the festivities. Enjoy it. Enjoy the little break. But I want to hear what you guys think. What is your biggest surprise from this first half of the NBA season? What is your biggest disappointment? I'd like to hear. Is it the Phoenix Suns? Is it Golden State? Is it the Dallas Mavericks trading away Fat Luka? What is your thoughts? Let me know, guys. Like, subscribe, drop me a comment. I appreciate you guys jumping on here. I will be back Monday. I'll kind of give you a little all-star game breakdown, and then we'll talk about what we have to look forward to the second half of the season. This is going to be exciting. This is when the rubber hits the road, man. This is when teams start jockeying for position and really start making those power moves towards the playoffs. Those good teams start bubbling up. Those other teams start dropping off. So thank you all very much for joining me. I'm Jason Colenso. This has been 3 from Deep. Have a great weekend. And I will see you on Monday. Peace.